Hey, what's up, guys? It's Pav. Super excited to have you on for this video. And I can promise you that if you stick till the end, you will have the exact framework on how to invest in your business, the exact framework that I've personally used to scale my business to multiple seven figures in less than 3 years. Now, with that being said, as you guys know, if you've been watching this channel for a bit, I like to dive straight into the value, straight into the details. So let me actually share my screen with you and we can get cracking on it. So hopefully now you can see my screen and you will see this very simple framework. So when you think about how to invest in your insurance business, there's really two steps. First, number one is to know where to invest, right? Because obviously, what we're trying to do in business always is to identify what's our growth constraint and then how we solve it. So, this is what we're doing here, right? We're trying to identify where is the bottleneck? What is preventing my company from growing extremely fast today or tomorrow, right? So, usually is going to land into one of three main departments in your business, either marketing, aka think about lead generation or candidates for recruiting, or it might be sales. Think about converting those leads into clients, converting those candidates into actual recruits. Or it might be fulfillment, right? Once a client comes on board, maybe I don't ever make an upsell, right? Or once a recruit come on board, maybe my retention ratio is not good. And same for the clients, right? Maybe my business doesn't stay on the books. So that would be fulfillment. Fulfillment could also be like admin work that's draining you down and you need to hire an admin staff. That would be like, labor, for example. But basically, think about three areas where you can invest in your business. Okay. Now, the best way to be able to always, identify correctly what is the constraint is to have a massive business tracking system in place. Now, you don't need to pay thousands of dollars for this. I actually have a video on the channel that shows you free how you can just download our Google Sheets template and start tracking all the numbers in your business in terms of marketing and sales so that you can identify when are the constraints. In that video, I also share with you guys what numbers you should be doing for every key performance indicator. So it's all in there. It's all free on YouTube. So you can go and look at that afterwards. But once you've identified where to invest in your business, now you need to choose how you're going to solve the problem. So typically there's three ways that you can solve a business constraint. Number one is by buying better tools. Number two is by increasing your skills, right? And number three is by investing in services or labor. So I'll give you examples, okay? Let's say you have a marketing problem, aka you're not generating enough qualified people to talk to, right? Good. Well, you could buy a marketing tool, for example, a sales navigator, LinkedIn Premium, right? Or a LinkedIn automation tool that actually sends out messages and that helps you increase your lead generation. That's one. Now, you could also increase your marketing skills. Let's say you're running paid ads on Facebook and your cost per lead is not that good. Well, if you increase your marketing skills, you're going to be able to get that cost per lead way down and therefore solve your marketing problem, right? I would also say the same thing with Facebook ads, for example. Let's say you don't have leads, you use Facebook ads as a tool, you invest in a tool to solve that problem. Or you could also do services or labor. For example, you hire a person to do cold call for you, right? That would be labor. Or you invest into an agency that does lead generation for your business. That would be services, right? So this is, three examples of how you can solve a marketing problem. Now, keep in mind, you could also do two at the same time or three at the same time. For example, if you look at programs out there, including our program, we will actually help you with all three at the same time, right? So we will basically provide lead generation services for you guys, skills training, and a complete course on how to get your, marketing skills and sales skills up. And then we're also going to give you tools to help you increase those results, like, for example, a sales CRM. with automation, and so on and so forth, right? So this is not a sales pitch, obviously. So I'm just giving you examples, right? So let's say we look at sales now. How do you fix a sales constraint? Well, um, for example, my closing rate, like I only close 5% of my leads, let's say, and I'd like to bring that up to 15%. Got it. Well, first of all, do you have a CRM tool that helps you keep track of all the activity of every lead? If you don't, then that's probably your lowest hanging fruit. It's like, $100 a month or so to get a decent CRM in place. Okay, a beginner CRM in place. Good. That's a way you can invest in your sales. Now, a lot of times people try to solve everything in sales except the real thing, which is skills, right? So you need to invest in your skills, not necessarily money. It could be time, right? You could buy a $15 book and spend 12 hours reading it, and that would be a way to invest in your sales skills. Or you could buy a $10,000 program from Grant Cardone on sales skills, right? There's different ways that you can improve your sales skills. Another one actually is repetition. So if your marketing is up and you're getting 5 calls a day, I can guarantee you, if you do 5 calls a day for a full year, you'll be better at sales, right? You'll have better sales skills just from repetition. You could also go into services and labor. For example, again, you could hire salespeople, right? Now, this is not very common in insurance businesses, but for example, for our business, we have hired salespeople and we pay them commission, right? So that would be labor. Now, don't think about your recruits as labor because they are like, 100% commission based and they're not going to fix your sales problem. Unless your goal is just to get more volume of sales and you're happy with the conversion numbers, then yeah, hiring agents under you will help you build a bigger team, bigger sales team, make more override income, and so on and so forth, right? Services for sales would be like, I know there's some companies that are going to do like database reactivations. They'll go in your CRM, reactivate like 2,000 leads, call them, try to book them. But I would go and say that's more marketing. So really sales, usually it's tools and skills being the most important one that you can invest in. Now, when it comes to fulfillment, a fulfillment tool would be, for example, a software that would help you track and identify exactly where each of your client is in the actual renewal process or expiration dates, or how long you've had a touch point with them. For example, your book of business, right? Skills in fulfillment would be like, how good are you at, for example, on the client side, well, keeping track. How do you know? What do you know about holding a book of business and making a book of business more profitable than the other agent that has the same kind of book of business? So I don't know if that makes sense, but let's say two agents have the same book of business. Why is one making $1 million a year and the other one $500,000 a year, right? Because one has more skills than the other. Or I'll actually see this being the main problem very often when it comes time to ramp up new insurance agents on your team. You just don't have the skills to fulfill on how to train them and make them successful, right? So we're talking about sales management and leadership here. You can invest in that skills by taking a sales management and leadership course or reading books about sales, leadership, and management. So I guess what I'm trying to get to here is there's no excuse on you not being able to invest in your business, because you can either invest time or money and you need to have one or the other, right? Otherwise, business is not for you, right? You need to make time or find money to be able to invest in your business so it's always growing. Now, in terms of fulfillment, services, or labor, think about your admin staff, hiring like an admin assistant so they can file all the paperwork and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much the framework on how you invest in your insurance business. First, you need to identify where to invest, where is the constraint, the bottleneck, and then how do I fix the bottleneck or the constraint? Like, what's my best investment strategy, time or money, and these three things. Hope this was helpful. If you like this kind of video, definitely subscribe to the channel, and also check out in the description the link to our free agency builder community. This is a Skool community that you have access to, that is going to help you invest in your insurance business by giving you better tools, skills, and actually services totally for free. So if you like this, definitely check it out.